and it's gross, but I am just shocked that this is already a thing. I thought this would be a thing when I would be like third trimester. Hey guys, I'm Marissa and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm sharing my 18-week pregnancy update due with baby boy in May of 2020. And so today I'm sitting down to share everything that I've experienced in this last week of pregnancy. I'll be sharing the symptoms that I've experienced, baby prep that's happened, things that I'm preparing for, and give you a look at that bump shot. And if you aren't subscribed, I would love to have you as part of my YouTube family where I'm sharing my pregnancy journey here on YouTube. So if you want to subscribe, you can scroll down and hit that subscribe button. Okay, so first off, how big is baby? So I've shared this in every single update video that I've done, but I've been really enjoying the app Pregnancy Plus because it gives you like a look at what the baby actually looks like for size, like on your phone. Right now though, baby is so big that he doesn't really fit on the phone, so it doesn't really make much sense for me to show it anymore, but Pregnancy Plus has been like my favorite app to use. So it does say though that baby this week is the size of a grapefruit, and so he is 6 inches in length, which is crazy. So he's like bigger than my hand. And as far as weight gain for me, I've shared this in previous update videos, but I really haven't gained any weight so far this pregnancy. I now have like a noticeable bump, but I still haven't really gained any weight. So I weighed myself this morning and I am like less than half a pound away from my starting weight. I'm like a half a pound below my starting weight. And I never like got sick during my first trimester, but I just haven't had a huge appetite. And so I just feel like I haven't gained a lot of weight or no weight at all thus far. So symptoms that I've experienced in this week of pregnancy, I've actually had a couple days where I felt like some nausea. Like I just felt a little queasy. Oh, drop my phone. So I just felt a little queasy and like a little sick to my stomach and just like a bit nauseous for like a couple days this week, which was interesting because I was like, I thought that I was done with that. So there were actually there were 2 nights this week where we came home and it was like time to eat dinner. And I just like was not in the mood for anything. I just didn't really feel for any food. I ended up later in the evening eating like a grilled cheese sandwich just because that was like the only thing that I felt like I could keep down. Just nothing sounded good and I was just feeling a little bit queasy. So that was interesting because I thought that was done with. I haven't experienced nausea since like week maybe 11 or 12. Also this week I've noticed some like little bits of minor cramping and it's like very small and it's also been like on top of this nausea, so I don't know what is what or like what's happening, but it's hard to distinguish. I'm like, I know that I'm going to be feeling the baby move soon and I feel like I still haven't yet, but like all of these things, I'm like, could that be the baby? But then I don't think that like cramping is like me feeling the baby, but I've just had a little bit of more of like an upset stomach the last few days. Again, no baby movement and I'm definitely waiting on that. I'm very anxious to finally feel him, but I have not experienced any of that yet. Okay, this is an embarrassing one, and I noted this in one of my like earlier pregnancy update videos, but it's been really hard to have like full bladder control. And I remember, I think I shared this in maybe like 12 or 13 week update, but I would like sneeze. I've had like really bad congestion this whole pregnancy and I would sneeze and like dribble a little. And now though it's to the point like I sneeze and dribble a little, but then I also like the other day, this is embarrassing, at work, this whole thing is embarrassing. At work, I like stood up and was like walking to a filing cabinet and I stood at the filing cabinet and I was like, all of a sudden I was like, oh my gosh, I have to pee. And then I just dribbled a little and I was like, oh my gosh, it just like hits me all of a sudden that I have to pee and it's gross, but I am just shocked that this is already a thing. I thought this would be a thing when I would be like third trimester, but like right now it's like all of a sudden have to pee or / I also just end up dribbling. And I know that he's now like the size of a grapefruit, which is a decently big size, but I just never thought that even this early on in pregnancy that I would experience that, but I definitely have been, and it's an embarrassing part of being pregnant. The other thing that I've been noticing over the last week is that I'm definitely feeling a bump. And I notice it like in the mornings, like that there is a bump. And up like through this week, I've been wearing my regular jeans that are like high-waisted and I just can't button them up all the way. And so I'll put like a band over it. And I was doing that for like all this time. And I do have a pair of maternity jeans, but I was like holding off and still wearing my other ones. But this week it became like really uncomfortable. And seriously, last week it was that I only just needed to unbutton the top like of my pants and the zipper could go up all the way and it was fine. But now it's more like I can't get the zipper up all the way either, and so regular pants are just becoming more uncomfortable. So I've worn my maternity jeans for the last like a couple days at work, and they seem to work out great. And they are Madewell maternity jeans, and ones that I like knew that I wanted to get before I was even pregnant, and I really have enjoyed them. They're really comfortable and also super cute. So those are what I've been wearing because I've definitely felt more of a noticeable bump. And so it's like a little bit in the morning, and then as the day goes on, I definitely feel it like more and more. It's like after I eat lunch, I feel like I show more, and then after dinner and in the evening, I just feel huge at this point. And I know that I am not that huge, but for me, it feels very noticeable for my bump, especially in the evening. Congestion. I've talked about this in every single update, but around week 9 I started getting congestion, and it was more like I just caught like a sickness, and it's been really hard for me to get over. It has been better in the last week, which I'm grateful for. I'm definitely not going through as many tissues as I was before. It was like a good day would be 30 tissues, a bad day would be like 100, and so I've definitely been like lowering the amount of tissues that I'm using. And I feel like I'm able to like breathe a little bit more, at least through one nostril at a time. I'm able to breathe, which is good. And I'm also getting a little bit better sleep. I, though, haven't slept in my own bed in the last 2 months. I've been sleeping in our guest room just because I'm just like uncomfortable at night and I don't want to wake up Jacob, and I'll wake up in the night and like sneeze and have to blow my nose, and then like so I just like, for me to not have to worry about waking up Jacob, it's been easier for me to just sleep in the guest room. So I've still been over there and getting a little bit better sleep. So I feel like the congestion is getting better. Again, mine is mostly due to a sickness. I wouldn't be surprised if I also just have pregnancy congestion. At my last prenatal appointment, which was at 16 weeks, they gave me like a flyer of things that I can expect between now and week 20. And one of the things on there was saying that congestion, like if you could start feeling congestion now. And so for the fact of you're supposed to maybe start feeling that at week 16, and I was feeling it at week 9 is bad. And again, I think that it was just really a sickness because it has gotten progressively better as time has gone on. So I'm just hopeful that maybe in the next like couple weeks it'll be even better, because it's like a noticeable tiny bit of difference like week by week. Definitely not like day by day, but week by week I feel like I've been noticing that it's getting a little bit better, so I am grateful for that. So baby prep that has happened this week, I feel like we are solidifying name choices. So that's an exciting part. Again, I'm not going to be sharing his name until he's born here on social media, but I think that we're like narrowing down his name, which is exciting to like think of and dream of that more, and like who he's going to be. But I think that for this week, that's kind of been about it. It's currently the weekend before Christmas, and so it's just been a little crazy this week of just getting everything ready for the holiday. So I haven't done a lot of baby prep myself. But one thing that I have done is created a baby planning spreadsheet. I am such a budget nerd, and I love using Excel to be able to track expenses and our budget. And so I made a baby budgeting spreadsheet, and I actually have it listed on my shop, so I'll have a link to that in the description box down below if you're wanting to check that out for budgeting for baby planning. But it has everything in there from planning for medical, for maternity, for clothing, for all your baby supplies. So that's something fun that I created this week, and I'll be using it as I track my baby expenses for this pregnancy. I'm very interested to see how much having a baby is actually going to cost. Another thing along those lines is actually I found out this week that the NIPT test that I had done to determine the gender of the baby and other genetic testing, I got that blood test done at 10 weeks of pregnancy, and it wasn't really solidified how much it would end up costing me. And that's such the frustrating thing about medical and insurance. No one could seem to tell me how much it would actually cost, but I'd heard that it was highly likely that it would be covered by insurance, but you're not exactly sure. So we were planning to do it anyway, and so we went through with it. But then this last week I actually found out that it was 100% covered by insurance. I called the lab and my balance owed was 0. The insurance took care care of it, which was great. So actually, I'm now at 18 weeks and it's almost the end of the year, and I haven't spent a dime when it comes to prenatal medical care, which I'm so grateful for. I was really interested to see what would happen because our insurance plan renews in January, and so that's like when the new cycle starts, when you have to meet like your new deductible. So I had no idea how much I'd spend in 2019, but in 2020, I plan to, reach my deductible. So I'm happily surprised that I won't owe anything in 2019 and it'll just be in 2020. And actually, I don't have to pay a copay or anything at any of my prenatal visits. All of that is covered with my insurance. The only thing that I'm going to need to pay for is my labor and delivery. So I'll have to reach my deductible and possibly my max out of pocket. I'm not even sure if I'll have to hit that, but my deductible is $500 and the max out of pocket's $3,500. So worst case scenario, that's all that we're out next year. And we also have all of that saved up in an HSA. So all of our medical expenses are officially covered and saved for. Baby prep that's happening this week, baby things that we're planning for. So like I said, we're coming into the week of Christmas, and Jacob and I are taking some time off of work this week and through the new year, which will be really nice. And so we're actually going to be painting the nursery. Well, Jacob's going to be painting the nursery. I have to go into work like a couple days. So while I'm at work, he's going to paint, and we're going to start like getting some of the nursery things set up. We do have a few items that we've received that I've bought from Target, which are like the crib and the rocker and like a few other like nursery decor pieces, just because I got them on a great sale at Target. I recently did a video showing all of the furnishings that I got for the nursery. I'll leave that up here if you want to check it out. So I'm excited to start putting things together for the nursery. Obviously we have a ton of time, but since we have all of these items already, since I bought them on sale early, it'll be fun to start putting things together. And here's a look at my bump for 18 weeks. I just ate lunch, so this is after one meal, but I feel like you can definitely see it sticking out here. So that is all I have for this 18-week pregnancy update. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and also don't forget to subscribe to my channel to follow along on this journey, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.